Penguin Random House Audio presents Night Watch, a novel by Jayne Phillips. Read for you by Karissa Vacker, Theo Stockman, and Maggie-Meg Reed. For My Grandfathers, Warwick Phillips, September 15, 1886 to August 1, 1919, of Roaring Creek, West Virginia. James William Thornhill, July 31, 1867 to August 21, 1943, of Buckhannon, West Virginia. And for my grandmother Grace Boyd Thornhill's great-aunt Jenny, who welcomed her husband home from incarceration in Richmond's infamous Libby Prison in 1865.
I am interested in what prompts and makes possible this process of entering what one is estranged from. Toni Morrison, Playing in the Dark, Whiteness and the Literary Imagination. West Virginia should long since have had a separate state existence. The East has always looked upon that portion of the state west of the mountains as a territory in a state of pupillage. Our state is the child of the rebellion, yet our peace, prosperity, and happiness, and that of the whole country, depends on the speedy suppression of this attempt to overthrow the government of our fathers. And it is my duty, as soon as these ceremonies are closed, to proceed at once to aid the federal authorities in their efforts to stay its destructive hand. Governor Arthur I. Borman, First Inaugural Address, State of West Virginia, Wheeling, West Virginia, June 20, 1863. I cannot give you an idea of half the horrors I have witnessed, and yet so common have they become that they do not excite a feeling of horror. Lieutenant Charles Harvey Brewster, 10th Massachusetts Infantry, May 1864. The Civil War, the Final Year, Told by Those Who Lived It. Editor Aaron Sheehan Dean. I'm saying it's all inside us, the whole war. Dennis Johnson, Tree of Smoke. Part 1, 1874. It is among the most painful features of insanity that in its treatment so many are compelled to leave their families, that every comfort and luxury that wealth or the tenderest affection can give are so frequently of little avail. The simple claims of a common humanity should induce each state to make a liberal provision for all its insane, especially as regards the poor. Dr. Thomas Story Kirkbride, 1854. On the Construction, Organization, and General Arrangements of Hospitals for the Insane.
ConaLee. A Journey. April 1874. I got up in the wagon, and Papa set me beside Mama, all of us on the buckboard seat.
"Hold her hand there,"
he said to me.
"like she likes. Sit tight in. Keep her still."
I saw him lean down and rope her ankle to his. I was warm because he made me wear my bonnet to keep my skin fine and my eyes from crinkling at the corners, in case someday I turned out after all.
"Talk to her,"
he said.
"Tell her she'll like it where she's going. A fine, great place, like a castle with a tower clock. Tell her."
"You'll like it, Mama," I said. "A fine place like a castle, built from stone."
"Tell her about them palms."
"Palm trees in pots, Mama, and velvet sofas like in a city hotel."
"And don't call her Mama,"
he said.
"Don't you see how she's dressed?"
He'd got the dress from a widow man who was giving away his dead wife's carpet bag and clothes, the petticoats, silk underthings, the skirts, the satin bodice and jacket with bell sleeves, a net for her hair with a pearl comb fastener. Our neighbor had pulled Mama's dark locks up in bundle braids, like the page from Godey's Ladies magazine we kept nailed on the wall.
"You know what to call her,"
he said.
"Don't fail in it."
"You said call her Miss Janet, though it is not her name."
"It is her name now. Her old name won't do her good. She's a quality woman alone in the world, Call her by her name.
I will, just in a minute, catching my breath. But I put my hand on hers. She was clasping her knees so hard I could feel her shake. I was out of breath from carrying the babbies to the neighbor women. One of them would take the boy because he was walking and talking, and the boy twin if she got both boys. The other woman would take the girl twin, so that was a separate trip, pulling the drag with the bags of flour and salt. I guessed we were going to be gone some days, driving over to Weston. Papa had packed a grip and had him a bedroll. I had my leather bag of fancy dress buttons folded up under my woolsey jacket. I was wearing my trousers as like I was going to feed the chickens. Papa, who's going to feed the chickens while we're gone and find the eggs?
That neighbor woman,
he said.
That took the girl twin.
Mama never named the babbies. We only called them so, the babbies, and she nursed all three. The twins weren't but 12 weeks. I had marked the weeks, a line through every Sunday since February 1st. It was that eve we brought them, Papa and me, and he cut the cords with a hot knife. No one else came to help. Not even Dervla, our neighbor granny a ridge above. Papa forbade her near us. Mama made noise, sounds, and words. I was hopeful she would talk normal after, like she did before Papa came, way before, it seemed. But she only made those sounds and lay abed since. I would bring the new ones to her from the drawers I lined with blankets. She'd so much milk, hard as stones and pushing her clothes away until I just left the babbies in the bed to suckle. The older one was walking by then, but he crowded in and took his turn. The road was shade and sun and shade and sun. Early spring, a chill edging the tallest pines.
Talk to her,
Papa said.
like I told you.
There's a clock tower that keeps the time for the town, I told her, and a great lawn with a fish pond, paths and flower beds. We had the cow then, and I gave her milk with egg beaten in. Now and again she said a word clear as anything. Bell, she said, or goose. A game like rock, scissors, paper. Or did she want a bell? I gave her a jingle bell from a harness in the shed, but she only laid it aside. There was no goose. I had all I could do to change the nappies, soak and wash and hang them, flags from a line on the porch.
Her name,
he said. Miss Janet, you will like to walk on the paths. Quality ladies are there. Everyone their own room, Papa says. Like a hotel. Resting, no more chores, fresh breads and butter. Got their own bakery and dairy and buy food fresh from the farmers. Corn, tomatoes, meats. Mama had not done chores, not for the longest time. She turned her head as we rode along, tilting her face slow to one side, then to the other. The earbobs I found in her jacket pocket had little tassels that matched the bodice of the dress, and she could feel the gold threads touch the line of her jaw. The way she held her shoulders squared and stayed so still, but to stand and move where you led her made her look proud, as though naught concerned her. It was that gave him the idea, surely, and the widow man throwing out the clothes, and the cow going down. The cow was on her knees, and I'd no time to walk up the ridge to Dervla to fetch one of her root or marrow tonics. Papa was ever away and came back from town of an evening with lamp oil and bread and cheese. Or he stayed in the woods, hunting, rabbits, pheasant, turkey. He'd got the clothes in town. Just in time, he said, and all was in motion so fast, with farming out the babbies so she could have her rest. We will come to visit you, Miss Janet, I said. Even the babbies. We will bring them to see you, dressed nice, and you resting while they grow.
No need to worry about any babbies now,
Papa said, and began to whistle a tune. I leant against Mama, my head to her shoulder, and she leant against me, her face to the top of my head. It was how we slept at night sometimes. She liked her pillows behind her and me near beside her to lift up the babbies. The wagon was lurching gentle, and I fell asleep. My dream...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?